So guys, मेरा नाम है पिनाकी मिश्रा and I'm a student in Masters in Cybersecurity at Polytechnic di Torino. So I'm going to learn and teach you guys about network security. This is the NCS marathon, which I will cover almost all the topics in network fundamentals. I'm using my professor slides. As you can see, this is my professor slides. Professor name is Fulvio Valenza, and there is one another professor, and I'm going to explain all these concepts using ChatGPT. So we are going to study today what is threat, what is vulnerabilities, what are issues, what are attacks. So according to NIST and everything, let's go. So this is the PDF I have uploaded in ChatGPT. That's how I learn basically. Explain every concept in PDF like you're teaching a beginner. Also explain every concept with real life example. Where do they use technology and why do they use technology from the given attachment? Okay, in a layman language. And okay, let's go through network security fundamentals, beginner friendly language, real life example showing where and why the technology. That. So ChatGPT is getting through network security basics. What is threat? Threat is something that could harm your computer system or data. These harms might come from hackers, viruses, or even natural disasters. Think of your phone, okay? A threat that would be like someone is trying to guess your password and steal your photos and messages. Why it matters? Recognizing threat helps protect data and prevent it from theft. Okay, that sounds pretty much simple. Threat is simple. It's like a virus or even natural disasters. So what is vulnerability and what it means? A weakness in your system that a threat can take advantage of. Real life example, imagine leaving your house door unlocked. That's a vulnerability, a theft, thief, theft. Okay, so that's a threat that can be exploited. So fixing vulnerabilities like updating a software helps you stop threats before that could happen. What is an attack? So the vulnerability is a weakness in your system that a threat can take advantage of. So it's like you are having a hole in a system, and in that hole, if you put a virus into it, that will exploit your system. So what is attack? An action taken by exploit the vulnerability and cause harm. So basically finding and attacking the vulnerability, exploiting a vulnerability. Like if I am having a hole in the system, then I am able to get into the system and use it for my own advantage. That is called attack. That is the exploitation of any kind of vulnerability. So what is a real life example? A hacker using a stolen password to log into your bank account and transfer money. So, uh, why it means, why it matters. Understanding attacks help build better defenses like firewalls, antivirus, etc. What is security issue? What it means, anything not working securely in a system like misconfigured setting or a hidden bug. Any kind of hidden bug that could happen like a Telegram crash, Instagram crash, WhatsApp crash sometimes goes down. Real life example, if a website doesn't use HTTPS secure configuration, that's a security issue that hackers can use to steal data. Security principles, security by design. So, what is security by design? Design system with security from the beginning, like building a house with strong doors and locks already installed. So, what is least privilege? Give people only the access they absolutely need. Okay, example. A cashier in a store can open the cash drawer but cannot access the store's bank account. That's pretty much good. Example is getting good. Separation of duties, split responsibility of so one person can do everything. Exactly. In banks, one person approves loans, another releases money. So if you go into the bank and one person approves your loan, if you are applying for a loan, then another person releases the money. So the guy who is releasing the money is different, and the person who approves the loan is different. So there are separation of duties, separation of privilege, more than one approval needed to perform sensitive actions. Example, launching a missile requires two people turning keys at once. So more than one approval needed to perform sensitive attacks. Okay, so killing on each other, like launching the missiles, requires two people at once. So it's like you need two keys and you need both the keys turn on at the same time to launch a missile. It's like a lock mechanism which you unlock it by using both at the same time. Defense in depth. Use multiple layers protection. Example, your phone has a password, fingerprint lock, and find my phone feature, like multiple security layers. This is called defense in depth, like two-factor authentication and fingerprint lock, find my phone feature. Fail secure. If something breaks, it fails in a secure way. If your banking app crashes, it's log you out of instead of leaving your data open. So if sometime the application like banks, Swiss bank and something like that application got crashed, it logs out you instead of leaving your data open, like PIN and passwords of your card. So, complete mediation. What is complete mediation? Always check permission before giving access. It's like you are giving up access to your phone, like access to application what they need, like photos, your galleries. Ask every time whenever you need. Every time you use an app, it checks you have permission to see a certain data. It is. It is the least common mechanism. Avoid sharing too many systems between users. So avoiding sharing too many systems between users. Okay. Instead of one shared login for employees, give each employee a unique login. Okay, so it's like ID. You are giving different ID to different peoples, uh, different employees in your company if you're working in a company. Psychological acceptability. Security should be easy to use and understand. Face ID, your phone is simple and secure. You don't need to remember your passwords. It's as simple as that. Weakest link. A system is only secure at its weakest part. Even if your Wi-Fi is secure, you use a weak password, hacker can still get in. If you use a weak password, of course. Zero trust. Never automatically trust anyone or anything inside, even inside your network. So zero trust is like if someone your company laptop still asks for a password every time you access sensitive files, even if you are in the office. And this is a good example it is providing. Security organization and standards. So what is the ISO EIC 27000 series? A family of standards that guide how to maintain information security. Real life use companies follow these standards to prove they handle your data safely. Okay. NIST, US National Institute of Standard and Technology. They create a security guidelines and definitions. If a school builds a new online student portal, they might follow NIST rules to keep student info safe. This is a good example. NIST is a NIST is a rules set of rules which are used to create a security guidelines. CSA, Cloud Security Alliance, they focus on making cloud computing secure. When using Google Cloud, companies like CSA guidelines to protect your files stored in their cloud. So CSA is like a cloud security alliance. So they ensure that Google Cloud is using Cloud Security Alliance or not. Cloud tech examples: AWS, Google Cloud, big cloud platform hosting websites or apps. Kubernetes K8s manage app containers like shipping boxes for software. Okay, so Kubernetes is like a shipping boxes for software. Okay. OpenStack, open source tool to build cloud systems. So easy. Seven common threat types. So what are the seven common threat types? Eavesdropping, like someone secretly listening your private call. Fraud, changing online bank numbers to steal money. Secretly listening your private call. It can happen. It happens slow most of the time. Fraud can happen. People can change your phone number or bank numbers to steal the money from your account. Theft, stealing some company files or customer data, like people steal the data and sell on the dark web or something like that. They steal the data using websites and many things. Sabotage, sending a virus to damage systems. Hmm. So if someone is sending virus to damage your system is called like a sabotage. For example, you can have a ransomware. External attack, inserting malware into a website to hack users. Inserting malware into a website to hack users. Okay, so like you have a web page, you inserted a malware into into the website, and then hackers can steal cookies and have your personal data, login data, and credentials. It's like external attack. If you like, I can also generate a flashcard set, a visual diagram, or summary notes for quick revision. Would you like me to continue format? Deliver downloadable guide or series of flashcards? Yes, provide me flashcards. Flashcards for better remembering those concepts in deep. Okay. So what is a thread? Okay, I'm going to download this and also read you the fast lane if it is possible. What is a threat in network security? A threat is any event or condition that can that can potentially cause harm to system, such as I think such as unauthorized access, data destruction, or server disruption. Give a real life example of threat. A hacker trying to access your email account without permission is a threat. Okay, so what is vulnerability? A vulnerability is a weakness in a system that can be exploited by threats to gain unauthorized access for cause and harm. Give a real life example of vulnerability. Using an outdated version of software that is known as that has known bugs is a vulnerability. What is attack in cybersecurity? An attack is an intentional action taken to exploit a vulnerability and cause harm to a system or data. It is attack action to take and exploit vulnerability. It is as simple as that. Give a real life example of an attack. A phishing email tricking you to enter a login details is an attack. What does security by design mean? It means designing software or systems with security is a as a key consideration from the beginning. So designing and software with the security is a key consideration from the beginning. That is called security by design. Explain the principle of least privilege. So the principle of least privilege is only give users the access permission they actually need to perform their task. Okay, so if I am having an employee, I'm just giving him particular permissions to access only those which are required for him. What is the separation of duties? It involves dividing responsibilities so no single individual has complete control over sensitive tasks. Okay, so dividing two tasks into two-person, that is called separation of duties. What is separation of privilege? It requires multiple independent approvals before sensitive action can be performed. So it is like two keys have to be entered in the same lock and open it at the same time. That is called separation of privilege. So giving someone else a different privilege and giving something else a different privilege. Both need approval at the same time so that they can access the keys. Explain defense in depth. Using multiple layers of security so that if one fails, others still protect the system. Defense in depth. Using multiple layers of. Okay, so it is like multi-factor authentication. We in real life we use Google authentication and many type of authentications. So using multiple layers, two-factor authentication, OTP, and there are many kind of layers of authentication you put. That is called defense in depth. What is fail secure? A design approach where if system fails, it defaults secure state rather than open or vulnerable one. As we told earlier, if a bank application is getting failed, the person is getting automatically logged out. That is called secure state rather than open vulnerability which automatically logged in earlier, and if the app is crashed, the data may leak. So it is fail secure. If even if my app crashes, the data should not go. That is called fail secure. What is a complete mediation? Every access request must be checked as an individual access and validated every time it is made. If I am in the company, I am accessing the computer, so it is every time asking me. That is called complete mediation. What is the least common mechanism? Minimize shared security mechanism to reduce risk of unauthorized data exchange. Least common mechanism. Shared security. Okay, so minimizing the shared security mechanism to reduce the risk of unauthorized data exchange. So it's like I am not telling any, I am not telling sharing, I am not sharing so many security mechanism in my system that is, so it can lead to unauthorized data exchange. So it's better that I do not share a lot of things, what we should do, what the security mechanism we are using. So that is called least common mechanism. What is psychological acceptability? Security features should be easy to use and understand for users. It is as simple as that. Explain weakest link in security. A system security is only as strong as its weakest components. Attacker can often target the easiest vulnerability. Weakest link. A system security is only strong. So if you're having a software and it is having a weakness, if you are if that is the weakest link, it's like a vulnerability. You're having the weakest component in your software. So attacker can often exploit it, target the easiest vulnerability around that software. What is a zero trust security model? Never trust anyone, anything by default, even if they are inside the network, always verify. It is as simple as that. Always connect to the VPN, zero trust VPN to verify yourself that you are not even if you are inside the network, you have to verify. That is called zero trust security model. What is the ISO EIC 2700 27000 series? A family of standard managing information security, providing best practices and guidelines. So it is like just providing guidelines for the security access and security, providing the best security. What is the National Institute of Standards and Technology, a US agency that develops cybersecurity standards and guidelines. So it is an standard. It is the NIST is the agency, US agency that develops cybersecurity standards and guidelines for companies to follow those. What is the role of Cloud Security Alliance? to promote best practices and security standard for cloud computing. Okay, these sounds good. So I'm downloading these. It does not have this tree is not showing. I don't know why. I'm not able to download this thing. Okay, the document is shown below. Authentication failed. So, okay. Okay, it's this time. I am not able to download above flashcards. This error is coming. Please regenerate in CSV format. So, okay. Yep, we got the question and answers here, and this is good one. So I'm going to share these flashcards, the CSV file on my YouTube page. Stay updated, guys. I'm going to complete this PDF. I hope I completed all the concepts as much as possible. Yeah, this was the introduction. RFC, international, intentional threat, accidental threat, computing system threats. Okay, yeah, it is sabotaging. Yeah, I have. We have studied these things. Security by design, least privilege, separation of duties. We heard that. Separation of privilege, defense in depth, fail secure versus fail safe, fail secure versus fail safe, unlocked. Okay, fail secure versus fail safe. Complete mediation we have studied. Complete mediation we have studied. Least count mechanism we have studied. Psychological weakest link we have studied. Fail secure versus fail safe. Let's study this one. I don't want to skip any of these. Fail safe versus fail secure. Give me example 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 with explanation. Fail safe. If your system fails, it defines the safety security review. Elevator system then stop the doors nearest floor to let. Okay, it sacrifices security. Fail safe will sacrifice security. The building might be accessible to keep people safe. The use case emergency access doors and building hospital system fire alarm. So what is fail secure? If a system fails, it locks down and restricts access to ensure data system, even if it causes inconvenience, like bank vault. If there is a power failure or system error, the vault stays locked so that no one can access the money. It prioritizes security over convenience or immediate safety. Use cases data centers, military zones, cloud servers, and sensitive data. Easy analogy, goal, protection of system and information is the top priority. Failsafe. When your house catches fire, the doors automatically unlock so you can escape. Fail secure. When there is a power cut, your smart safe stays locked to protect your valuables. Nice. Um, what else? I think that least common weakest link, zero trust. We have studied. We firewall, VPN password. We have studied trust, continuous adapter risk and trust. Is this? I need to learn this one too. I'm not leaving anything, guys. I'm going to study. I'm going to teach you as much as possible. And you can ask any question if you want in the comment section. Explain me this with real life example. Kartha. Kartha is a dynamic approach to cybersecurity where risk and trust are evaluated in real time continuously, not just login or enter. It doesn't assume that just because someone was safe 5 minutes ago, they are still safe now. Real life example, online banking. Let's say you're using a bank app, you log in with your username and password, you're authenticated. Normally you can check your balance with no issue, but then you suddenly try to transfer 10 lakhs rupees from Italy to Nigeria. Whoa, at 3 a.m.? Yeah, for sure. Now the bank security system rechecks is this a trusted device? Has the user done something like this before? Is this behavior risky? If it seems risky, it will ask for OTP, pause for transaction, flag the account, or even block the action. Karta is action trust re-evaluated during the session, not that just at the beginning. So what you are doing is getting monitored. Never trust blindly even after login. Keep checking for risky behavior. Where it is used, cloud security, AWS cloud, Google cloud. Banking and finance apps, corporate network, zero trust security, ZTNA. E-commerce, Amazon checks it's really buying something or not. Karta, continuous plus adaptive. Continuous risk is always being evaluated. Adaptive, the system adapts its security response based on the user behaviors. So how does the user behave? It adapts according to that. And continuous risk is always getting evaluated. So let you know. Okay, so I want this to be added by CSV, but let's see. Zero trust we have studied, we have these things. What is RFC 4949? RFC. Let's go with RFC. I'm completing these all. RFC 4949 and 27005. Teach me RFC 4949 and 4949 and 27005. ISO 7005 in cybersecurity with real life example. Absolutely. Breakdown to important documents in cybersecurity. What is RFC? It is a glossary dictionary made by IETF, Internet Engineering Task Force. It defines the standard meanings of cybersecurity terms so that everyone can same language and uses the same language. Think of it as like Oxford Dictionary for cybersecurity. Whoa, it is so big. Why it is useful? Cybersecurity is the some word can be used differently. RFC removes confusion. It clearly defines the terms like threat, vulnerability, attack, authentication, encryption. Real life example, imagine a company is building security awareness course for its employees. If every trainer teaches vulnerability and threat in different way, it confuses the employee. So they use RFC definition to keep terms consistent and correct. So it's like corporate trainer is using RFC to do not confuse the employees. So they do not want to confuse the employees, so they use RFC 4949. So it is a definition to keep all terms consistent and correct. Example from RFC: threat, any potential even action that could harm system like unauthorized action or denial of service. It is simple. ISO EIC 27005 information security risk management. What is it? Is a global standard that guides how to manage security information risk. Security risk. It is a part of bigger 27,000 series used for security governance. What risk do we face? How bad are they? How can we do? What is important? Every company that handles must identify potential cyber risk, analyze their impact, and decide how to reduce those attacks. Risk. So give structured way to do that. Real life example: a bank storing customer information uses ISO 27005 to identify threats like phishing emails and cyber attack. Assess risk, how likely is it, what damage will it cause, apply control like two-factor authentication and encryption firewall. This helps them avoid data breaches and protect customer trust. So these are the most basic ones. What I like to, yeah. So add these last four questions and answers in flashcard format. Flashcard format. Flashcard format in CSV file. So this download it. This is the updated one. I'm going to share this one. Yeah, here it is. Yeah, it have. So guys, I have completed this PDF. This is the fundamentals of cyber, and this is the fundamental of network security. I'm going to upload these flashcards on my YouTube channel. See you next time with my next PDF, which is firewall. Thank you for watching. Thank you for staying with me. You can give me any recommendations, like what you like, what could I can add, any kind of feedback that would be great. Give me a like, thumbs up, subscribe. Thank you. See you later.